Who didn't see this coming? 4 in a row after basically being eliminated from the postseason. Padres sweep Oakland. They had a really good trip. They go 6-3, and ever since the clubhouse culture was identified as an issue, well, the Padres have not lost. So a sweep in Oakland, a 4-game winning streak, the 30th team in Major League Baseball. There are 30. They're the 30th to complete a 4-game winning streak in 2023. A's, Padres sweep. Padres over the A's today, 10-1 in Oakland. Juan Soto, 6 RBIs, career high, first career grand slam. Keep Juan Soto in 2024. We can have that conversation. John and Jim with you. It is the wrap-up show. Subscribe if you are here live or on replay. Please smash the like button for us. Please follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super chats. Great way to support the channel. We see the first has already rolled in from JD Gaucho. Just click the $ below the chat box. If you're here on replay, thank you for the super thanks as well. And if you want to become a member, click the join button down below. But Jim, the elimination number is down to 7, but the Padres have won 4 straight. I think you called this probably about a month ago, saying that once the season was basically over is when they play their best baseball, and that's exactly what happened this weekend in Oakland.
Pretty I mean, did I call it or did I call it? Like, there's no pressure. They are playing a soft schedule. No one's paying attention. Like,
right.
I mean, it was a easy bet that this team just, at the very end was going to play better baseball. And I put on social media the other day, and I'll continue to say it to the end of the year. I don't care if they win 10 in a row here. All right. If they use, and by they, I mean the front office and whoever speaks at the end of the year, if they use that, well, we played really good baseball in September as a quote unquote jumping off point for next year, I'll fucking lose my mind. Because anybody with any brains that is going to use that and say, man, you know what? Just a couple more games here and there with the way they played in September, I feel good about this team. Let's just run it back. And, they played really good September baseball. And, I think that's going to parlay into them having a really good season next year. You don't know baseball and sports if you think that after this fucking season is a legitimate thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They're not going to, they're not going to be able to use that successfully. I mean, you can use any defense for anything, but they won't be able to use that successfully. They're 10-5 in September. The issue is what they did the first 5 months, which was eliminate themselves from the postseason basically right after the trade deadline when they lost 3 or 4 in Philadelphia. That was after the All-Star break. That was before the trade deadline. They haven't been serious wildcard contenders since they were 55-56 and won a game against the Dodgers to open a series. Faye, welcome to the wrap-up show. Welcome to the wrap-up show.
I appreciate you joining us every night, Faye. But come on, Faye. Come on. I mean, this is not about games anymore. It's great to see Juan Soto again when it doesn't matter, playing well. You get nice stories like Jose Azocar the other night in his first career home run. Eggy Rosario, Luis Campusano continues to play well, right? Obviously, Blake Snell going to win the Cy Young here. But you know me, Faye. I mean, come on.
Jim, come on. They could win their last 16 games and finish 84-78, and Jim will tell you that it was the worst September in franchise history. Come on, Faye.
No, I would actually tell you it's the best September in franchise history, but also underneath that, it will be on top will be the worst season in franchise history. So no matter what happens in September here, this is already dubbed the most disappointing year in the history of the franchise.
At least since 2021. JD, I'm with you. It will be because the expectations were so sky high. You're right. JD Gaucho, thank you. He says Jim's going to walk into Preller's office and give him a gold star, then say,
Assad.
We did it. 4 wins in a row. So proud of you guys. I mean, that's basically like what's on the season DVD. 4 wins in a row. What else? What's on the DVD? What's on the highlight package for this team? I don't even know.
There's a lot more bad than good.
One walk-off, Kevin Acey's article, and 3 wins in Oakland so far. Jerks and Profar's return, maybe. Would be in there. They've been good since
What has Profar done?
they've been good. They're like 10-5 since he came back. They're very good. JD Gotcha, thank you.
I saw this funny tweet the other day. It was like, could AC maybe have written this article like a month ago?
Yeah, maybe they would. You're right. I mean, maybe they needed this kick in the butt 2 months ago.
Everything, not everything, but a lot of times timing helps. The timing of this weekend series, like you play the A's, they suck. Like they lost 100+ games this year. I know they took 2 or 3 from the Dodgers, but the Dodgers, you can't tell me the Dodgers like really were up for that series. Neither were the Padres.
It's sports. I mean, they could lose 3 to the Rock, and we don't know. I mean, it is what it is. It's unfortunately it's too little, too late. Niles, thank you for your super. Again, if you're here, guys, please subscribe. If you're here, thank you for the super chats. If you're here on replay, thank you for the super thanks. Just click the $ below the chat box. Niles says, didn't get to catch the game today. Was there any solid bunts? That was not the story today. The story was Juan Soto with a grand slam, his first career, believe it or not. That's surprising to me. 6 RBIs. That's a career high. Soto, now listen, it's all hollow this year because the team is whatever they are, 6 games under 500. He's put together a really damn good year. 907 OPS, 32 homers, 98 RBIs. He's got 10 stolen bases somehow. What? He's not going anywhere for me. There is no way I'm trading Juan Soto into age 25 season with the question marks I already have on this team. I need Juan Soto to have his best year of his career in 2024. He's had a nice year in 2023. I need better in 2024. And I'm sorry, there's no trade that's making this team better in the short term that includes Juan Soto, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, if you want to win next year at a high level, your Juan Soto on this team is, I feel like, going to get you to that level, right? So I'm not trading him in the offseason. I'm not doing that at all. I'm not feeling it. I wish they could. I wish Juan Soto was signed here for long term.
Mm-hmm.
But just being a realist, I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm trying to capitalize on having Juan Soto on my team for every possible game I have him. So unless they are looking like they did this year at the trade deadline, I'm keeping them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would definitely trade him at the trade deadline if I'm bad, right? Like, of course. Like, he could hit 400. If he's hitting 400, Jim, July 31st, and they're 11 games under 500, trade him.
What if they have this almost exact same scenario next year where they haven't played good baseball for the first 3 months and they're right around 500? They're like 4 games back of a playoff spot.
Yeah, then you trade them because you're not winning the World Series.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they're not trading Snell and Hader this year, though.
I know, but they're probably going to learn that lesson.
I mean, Preller loves to just fuck things up. And I mean, I think honestly, John, the only way Juan Soto gets traded next year is if they are like you said, 10 games under 500 at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And just shit. I do think that if they're in the same spot they were they are next year where they were this year at the trade deadline.
Pulling Angels.
I'm dead serious.
Otani,
like
around out of playoff spot.
Right. Yeah. Completely just, hey, we don't know what the fuck we're doing type of move. I do think that if they're around that number, which is like around 500 and a couple games out of a playoff spot, they'll do something stupid again and they'll keep Juan Soto.
Probably. I mean, that's probably true. I'm just saying what I would do, just like I told you what I would do this July, which is you have to make moves that are clear and evident. Like you can't fool yourself. 100 games in, that's who they were. They're the exact same team 150 games in. Nothing has changed over the last 50 games. They've had a nice 2 weeks, but the season's over. They're the exact same team they've been all year. And if they're in the same spot in 2024, will they learn their lesson and potentially try to benefit, and cut their losses heading into 2025? Here's the thing, though. Again, it's like what we said about Preller. It's like, was Preller a lame duck GM this July at the deadline? Probably not, because we think he'll be back. But next year he'd be a lame duck GM, wouldn't he? Next year he's going to be a lame duck GM. If they're 8 games under 500 and 8 games out of a playoff spot, July 31st, he's going to be the GM that makes the moves for the future of the organization. It's just going to be weird. And there's even a scenario where he's not back in 2024, yet he was pulling the strings in July of 2023. And that's going to be really weird. Graham, thank you, man, for the super chat. Really do appreciate that. He says, thanks for the shows all year. Thank you, Graham. John, hope to see you at San Diego State Hoops. Absolutely. If you see me outside, please say hello for our pregame shows. Jim's there sometimes for pregame. Jim, thanks for keeping it real with fans, unlike the affiliated morning show. Would you like to respond to that, Jim? And thank you, Graham.
Yeah, I'll respond honestly. Actually, I give them credit. They're in a tough spot. And I think, hey, here's something. I think they've done a good job. There's other maybe people that I think is just bad, but I got nothing wrong with. I got nothing wrong with them.
No, Jim wakes up at 6 a.m. and the first thing he does is
turn
on that radio.
But I've heard some, and that you can't say that they're like everything is fine. No, they've done a good job for the spot that they're in, and you know how it is when you're affiliated. So whatever.
What do you?
What you that Mr. I like to tweet Ben Higgins during like our show every day.
No, I would react if I'm not going to completely avoid someone because they work for a competitor. So if you tweet something out I find interesting, I'll reply to it. I think that's respectful. Why wouldn't I? Right? Who cares? We're all in the same business.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah. Why don't you go produce the show tomorrow morning? Why don't you get up at 5 a.m. and book the guest? That sounds great. By the way, has anyone noticed the September that Xander Bogaerts has had? Has anyone noticed?
No, because that doesn't matter.
It's incredible.
It's like the greatest thing ever.
It's like the best month of his career. It's incredible. He's got a 1,200 plus OPS. 1,200 plus OPS in September. To your point, doesn't matter. Has anyone noticed when Machado never plays in the field, he's been okay here late. I need to find his September numbers. I would shut him down because I want to get that elbow right. I want to make sure he's playing in the field is what I would do. But 2 more hits tonight. That's the thing with Machado. I don't think he wants to be shut down. I think he wants to collect those hits. He's got an 850 OPS in September. Not exactly bad. Well above his season average. Never plays in the field. This team's playing its best baseball, Jim. That's what you're going to hear from Preller and Seidler in about 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's just playing their best baseball at the very end of the season. Like 5 months of the season where it was dog shit. Who cares? Like that is happening, John, and you know it. It's going to be hilarious when they mention how they had a good September.
It'll be mentioned.
Oh, it will be. It will be mentioned.
It's kind of their job to spin it, right?
They're not
going to make themselves look bad.
We fought all the way back and we won 83 games. Like,
which would still be pretty amazing.
They would need to go, what?
11-1?
11-1 down the stretch. That's not happening. But I could see them in the last 12 games going like
8-4,
8-4, 9-3.
Yeah, it would be. Now I think the San Francisco series tough. The Giants have been bad. They may be out of it when they get to San Francisco in a week. There'll be like 6 games left, so maybe San Francisco's out of it.
Yeah,
I think San Francisco's tough. I think at White Sox, what's your motivation? I have no idea. I really have. But then again, what's the White Sox motivation? This homestand final of the year, Colorado, St. Louis. Yeah, maybe go 4-2 or better. It's definitely possible. Definitely possible.
Yeah, but but they're gonna have a September where they go. I don't know. Where are they at right now? September 10-5.
I think it's 10-5. Yeah.
Okay, and
it's like the best month in franchise history.
They play a couple games in October. I know that.
I think 1. Season ends October 1st.
1. Okay, so 11 games. Yeah. So they win like 18 games in September. Like,
it'd be a big month.
you know how bad of a year you have to have if you go 18 and like 8 in a month.
And you still finish like 80 and 82.
And you don't even finish 500.
Yeah, the 500 thing to me, that's the most interesting point there, Jim. I don't think they can spin it if they're under 500, but if they finish at 500,
no, there's
or
no
above, can they spin it?
No,
you won't let it be spun.
No, it can't.
Neither will I.
It can't be spun. That is a 100% enabling these people and enabling this team to think something that they're not. And to think that this year ended on some type of high note, give me a break. Like, nobody, and I mean nobody, should want to view this end of the year as going out on a high. If you think this is going out on a high, you need to recheck your expectations and like what you want from this team. Do you want from this team them just to play well at certain times, or do you want them to win a World Series? Because I don't know about you, but for me, John, I want them to win a World Series.
No, I just want them to play well in September. I've always said that. I've made that clear.
So like, great. You're going to win 16, 17, 18 games in September. And you got Xander Bogaerts having the best month of his season. You got Soto padding his stats, hitting grand slams, right? You got Blake Snell winning Cy Youngs. You're going to finish under 500 or maybe add 500 in a year where you spent $250 million on your payroll. And the expectation was World Series from day one. And you miss out on the postseason and you don't even finish 500. Like, that's not it, man.
It's not good. No, it's not good. And there'll be changes. I don't know what those changes are going to be. But even you saw some of the stuff post game from Bob Melvin where it was like, hey, I like to use all of my
dude. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, he said it. It's probably the third time I'd say since July, maybe more, where Bob Melvin has basically angled a comment that has been critical of the front office in the most professional way he can. And today it was, paraphrasing, that we've actually been able to use the entirety of the roster here recently, which is something I couldn't do earlier in the year. And I like to use the entire roster as a manager. So that's a direct shot across the bow at the front office. Now, should we read into it to say this has already been determined what's going to happen? Think about the last 4 days, Jim. No, 3. I take responsibility for the leadership void, and you take a shot at the front office again professionally. If you'd have to really listen to it to necessarily catch it. But twice in 3 days, Bob Melvin either taking responsibility or being critical of the front office, to me, is beginning to look like there may be he may not be back as we've been speculating on. And it may be his choice, by the way, based on what he said this weekend in Oakland.
And you know, do you know who Brody Brazil is?
Yeah, Brody Brazil.
He is a Bay Area
no idea who he is.
Host for pre and post game live on their TV side for the Oakland A's.
Okay.
He has covered this team for well over a decade. And he's covered Bob Melvin every single year he was with the Oakland A's. He said this during one of the pregame shows. I think it might have been the first game when Melvin came back.
Okay.
Because he knows Bob Melvin very well.
Makes sense from his time in the Bay, right?
Very well. And I thought it was very interesting for all the Bob Melvin haters out there in Padres land.
Oh, I heard this sound, Jim. His comments about Bob Melvin as a manager?
Here's what Brody Brazil said about Bob Melvin.
Okay.
Just take it in, okay? For everyone that hates Bob Melvin.
Can I just talk to him for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
If your team is struggling and you've got star players and even Bob Melvin can't fix your team, nobody else can fix your team. This is not Bob Melvin's fault.
No, it's not Bob Melvin's fault.
Like, straight facts, dude. Straight facts.
Yeah, no, it's a fair point. It is. And a lot of people have made that. I think you've heard that argument made, because Bob Melvin's considered one of the better managers in the game,
Yeah. And does he take blame? Like, yes. But there's a difference between taking blame for something and being your fault.
Yep.
Like, if it's your fault, then yes, but it's different.
No, it's not his fault. It's who knows whose fault. It's everyone's fault. I mean, and it starts at the top of the front office, obviously. It starts with baseball operations because it's been a failure on the field. And listen, it's going to start with baseball operations and everyone's going to be accountable. But come on, when you have a $253 million payroll, you got to win. RH, thank you again for the super, guys. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, thank you for the super chats. Click the $ below the chat box. Appreciate your support. Anywhere you want to go with the conversation, you can go. We'll get to every single super. He said, I read this. Bryce Miller called for the trade of Juan Soto today. You will get very little trading for him at the trade deadline, and the Padres have too many holes to fill. I respect the opinion. And I understand the premise for it. I don't think it's wild or crazy or completely unbelievable to consider such an idea. I just wouldn't do it because I think they have enough question marks. And I just think it creates an additional question mark. If you want to say that you can't win a World Series with Juan Soto because you have too many question marks, I get it in 2024, but I'd like to see the Padres in the playoffs next year. Therefore, I would keep Juan Soto because I think he gives them a better chance to do that.
Yeah, I saw the piece, and I disagree with it wholeheartedly. And that's fine. People have disagreements all the time. So I disagree with his opinion. I'm not going to say he's like an idiot for it, because
Like what I do with you, in your opinion, stupid.
Correct.
Right.
A lot of people do it when my opinion is whatever. But yeah, I mean, I disagree with it. I think that I would want Juan Soto here to help this team win next year because even if you're not going to re-sign him, he's theoretically, should help your team next season. He should, any team he's on, he should help in a, unless everybody around you sucks. Now, I understand, like, this team has players around you and you still are like, how the hell did this team get to this point this year?
Mm-hmm.
But when your goal going into seasons for the foreseeable future is like World Series, unlike it was in Washington with the Nationals, which was they went into the 2021 season and 2022 season not thinking about World Series. So it's different. You're thinking about World Series. You're spending like you are trying to win a World Series. So I would want Juan Soto on my team. If it doesn't work, you trade him at the next deadline next year. But if it does, then you're happy that Juan Soto's on your team.
I mean, think about this for a second. Trading a future Hall of Famer at the age of 24. I mean, the Nationals
for his
did
free
it,
agency year.
The Nationals did it to turn the franchise over.
Yeah.
If he was going to walk, they figured get max value. The Padres didn't trade for him to turn the whole thing over. You're going to trade a 24-year-old future Hall of Famer when you are spending $253 million in payroll and you're going to try to spin that as a win. I'm not saying it's the curse of the Bambino, but I don't think it's a great idea. I just do not think it's a great idea. And I'm not going to be convinced otherwise. And if they trade Juan Soto this offseason, I'm going to be critical. And that doesn't mean they can't win in 2024, but I'm going to be critical. Ashley, thank you for the generous super. I think it's a super sticker potentially. You can see it over on YouTube. Ashley, really do appreciate your support of the channel, guys. If you're here, please subscribe. Thank you for your support. Like Ashley, like others, just click the $sign below the chat box. That to me is one of the most fascinating conversations probably heading into the offseason. Is there a chance to extend him? Is there a chance to keep him? Would they consider moving him? That to me is fascinating. Thank you, Richard, for this very generous super chat. He says, Dodger fan here, as he always tells us. With the Clubhouse News on Friday, 2 Padres will stand tall this season, Hassan Kim and Bob Melvin. While AJ and Peter are in the witness protection program, Melvin has answered the same questions every day. I thought Melvin was really good Friday, Jim, with what he said about Kevin's article in the UT. I didn't think he had to do that. He took responsibility and accountability. He did not discredit Kevin's article. I think he basically gave it credence and credibility by saying what he said. I am appreciating Bob Melvin more right now than I did at any other point this season, despite the fact that this team is not going to the postseason.
Let me just say this real quick. I'm not talking about everybody in the chat. And I'm talking to the people out there that have loved to blow up my mentions saying that Kevin Acee is a piece of shit and he doesn't know what he's talking about. And why should I believe Kevin Acee? Besides,
are you still getting involved in these 3 days later?
I'm not, but people are still tweeting it. I mean, I still see it.
Amazing.
I'm not getting involved in it. Because I haven't talked about this since I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
If the only people that you see trying to discredit Kevin and his reporting is a family member of Manny Machado and a player in Will Myers who was not here this year and, talk shit about a manager here in San Diego on a Twitch stream, if those are the only two people out there and nobody from inside that clubhouse responded to that article.
Well,
publicly,
one person did.
And I'm going to get to that. And the one person that didn't discredit it at all.
Who's the one you're talking about?
Bob Melvin.
No, there was one person in the clubhouse that responded.
He's been here for like 2 days. Okay.
Yeah,
Jerkson Profar doesn't count.
Retweeted Will Myers.
Profar doesn't count. If you didn't hear anything like from, and it could have easily been a situation after that game Friday night where in the clubhouse, Xander or Soto or Tatis.
I'm not even hearing from
Hassan Kim, right? Hey, come here. I want to talk to you, right? Sticking up for Manny.
Yep.
Nothing. And Profar, yeah, he did that retweet, but did he talk to the media about it? Nope.
No. That makes his opinions known, though, on Manny Machado, obviously.
But at the same time, like,
he hasn't been here this year.
Again, the people out
sit this one out.
The people out, exactly. Sit this one out. If you're a fanboy of Manny Machado, I get it. Great player. But if you can't take a little bit of criticism towards your favorite player, and if you can't take a little bit of like actual reporting and things that, are kind of damning to your favorite player on your favorite team, sit this one out.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go further than Kevin without without everything to back it up, but I'll go further than Kevin. Kevin's like, I'm not even saying it's a problem. I'll say it. He was clearly a problem this year.
Yeah.
There's no other way to theorize this. I'm not saying it's the only problem, but to say he wasn't a problem this year is a complete disservice to watching the Padres in 2023. Give me a break. Manny Machado's been a huge problem this year. He's not the only problem.
Yep.
But heavy is the head that wears the crown. Drink. He's paid as the richest player on the team. He's in the prime of his career on the way to Cooperstown potentially. And he's accountable for this team's lack of success. I'm sorry. He just is, more so than Trent Grisham and Luis Campusano and Hassan Kim. And Kim's had a very nice year, obviously. Yeah. But to pretend like he hasn't been a problem this year wouldn't be truthful, obviously.
No. The 2023 year for Manny Machado, will be viewed as a massive failure of a season offensively on the field. And he failed as a leader of this team. Now he might want to try to take the easy way out and tell everybody there's 26 leaders on the team. Give me a fucking break. Okay. But he failed this year as a leader. He failed this year as the captain. He failed this year as the highest paid player on the team. He failed this year on the field. That is the 2023 season for Manny Machado, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, he probably even failed with the way he went about his extension, getting into spring training and making it about him. Now it worked for him. It worked beautifully for him, and he's been compensated. But did that set the team on the right foot? You could argue that it didn't, especially with the benefit of hindsight. And I'm not saying he got paid and that's why he's performed like this, but he did get paid and he's performed like this. Yeah. And it's unfortunate, and he's going to have to bounce back, both individually and team-wise in 2024, or this thing's only getting worse. If we go another year of an average or below average year for Manny Machado and an average or below average San Diego Padres team, you're getting in a spot that's going to be tough to get out of if you're Manny.
And if the tennis elbow really affected him that much this year,
then shut it down.
Then he should have shut it down and he should get surgery, like ASAP.
Yep. Because I don't want to hear 2024. I don't want to hear about him being hurt to begin 2024.
No, like you're out there, you're playing, you got to perform. Okay. If you're hurting and you need to get something done to make that not hurt anymore, like you do it. Okay.
I agree.
So he's the front of the line for me in a long line of people.
Kevin didn't even like pin it on him. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, Kevin literally went out of his way to not fully pin it on Manny Machado, where if you're being honest with yourself, if you want to be completely unbiased in the situation, put it on Manny Machado.
Yeah, you put it on Manny Machado. Right? There's a long line of players, right? I'm talking about the players that have underperformed all year long. Okay.
Starting with Manny Machado.
Manny Machado. He's the front of this line.
He is. All right, let's get to this. Our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz. We can't do this day in and day out without his support. He's been with us since day one, which is over 2 years now. We launched this thing in August or September of 2021. We've been on the radio 2 years before that. So we've been doing the wrap-up show for the better part of the last 4 years, day in and day out, in season and out of season. Couldn't do it without the support of our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. I've got a homeowner's life insurance and earthquake insurance policy through Mark Nimitz. He has saved me and my family hundreds of dollars. Last year, he saved us thousands of dollars. When we had a flood in our place, he took care of everything, made the process simple. It would have been a disaster if not for Mark Nimitz. He's got great service and communication. He's a great insurance agent. You can get to his website on screen by clicking the link in the description down below. You can get free quotes online or by calling Mark, who's a native San Diegan and a lifelong Padres fan. Huge supporter of our work, huge supporter of the Padres. He can save you $750 or more just by switching your insurance. Simple as that. He can save you $750 or more. Auto, home, renters, condo, life, earthquake, whatever it is. Get in contact with our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you support our work, if you support this channel, please support a San Diegan. Any insurance need, please contact Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance.
Yeah, all this information right there above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Now, you might be asking yourself this very question tonight, Jim, if you're a Padres fan. You may be saying, hey, has this 4-game winning streak changed the chances that the Padres could make a run to the 2023 postseason? Let me answer that. No. So the Padres elimination number has gone down every single day this weekend. It's currently 7. You say, well, how's it going down? Because teams in front of them are winning. So their elimination number is 7. What does that mean? They've got 12 games remaining. Any combination of losses or wins by the teams currently occupying the third wild card will result in the elimination number going down, which basically means this. You go 12-0 and you're unlikely to make the postseason because you're basically saying, hey, Cubs, Marlins, or Reds, can you go like 5-7? Can anyone go like 5-7 down the stretch? And the answer is probably yes.
All of them.
No, just any of them goes 5-7 and you're out. You see what I'm saying? Like that, even 5-7 is going to be
if one team goes 5-7 in front of you.
Yeah. Now, if all of them go worse than 5-7, or
every single team,
7, every single one of them is going to have
4-8 for the rest of the year. Padres go 12-0.
Right. So
but
I don't
even
even know.
Then it's like
mathematically that's going to be tough to pull off.
You're still 6 back, right? Why am I even talking about this?
Back without.
Why are we talking about this? Doesn't matter.
6 back without tiebreakers.
The only person I want to hear about playoff odds from is Will Holder.
Now, the Cubs have lost 5 straight.
Sucks for them.
So what I'm saying is it remains at Fangraphs. Have you checked Fangraphs today? So fun.
No, I have not checked Fangraphs today.
So fun.
It's not fun, actually. It's kind of depressing if you're a Padres fan.
I think it's shooting up. Padres, with the win today, went down from 0.3% to 0.2%. That's because teams in front of them are winning.
You know what happened this weekend?
Niners over the Rams.
Nope. Padres.
Padres over the A's 3 times.
This is a big story.
Big story over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Musgrove officially shut it down. We talked about that Friday, didn't we?
Nope.
No, he did.
No, I mean, like that's not
that's not the story. Darvish officially shut it down.
Nope.
Kim is out with like an undisclosed abdomen injury.
Nope. You're not even close.
Lugo's going to opt out.
Nope, not even close.
Not even close. Happened this weekend in Oakland. The A's didn't announce they're staying.
Nope.
Give me a hint. Dodgers clinched the NL West.
If I give you this hint, you'll guess it. I hope you would.
What?
What did the Padres do by winning all 3 games and scoring 10 runs today versus only giving up 1?
Run differential. Where are they? Like third in the National League?
They're plus 77 in run differential, 4th best in the National League.
Wow. I'm using that. If I'm AJ and Peter, that's the first thing on my
dude.
Big bullet point. It's like 50 font.
That is 50 font. 100
60.
font. I'm putting on a projector behind me is for my season-ending press conference.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't realize that's a lot of run differential. What was their total? So they won 10-1 today. I don't even remember the scores.
They won like 8-3 on Friday
then
won like 6-1 yesterday. Like
5
run differential was
8-3. 5
good
8 Set plus 17.
Dude, huge weekend for run differential.
I'll tell you this. If they lose any game down the stretch, it better be close. You don't want to lose by 4 or 5 runs. Plus 77. Here's my question. When's the last time a team was this high in run differential and under 500? Someone do the research on that, which I'm not going to do, and no one will. But when's the last time you had a team plus 77 or better that was under 500 at the end of a year? Bet it's been a while. They've been unlucky.
Plus 77 in run differential, and people are going to point to that as like, well, they're close.
Rich McGuire expected win-loss 90 and 72. This is their first 90-win season under AJ Preller.
So that's an excuse that I put on. I think I put that down on my excuse chart, like the expected team win-loss record with the run differential they had. Yeah. If they bring that up, drink. I'd like 10 things.
What else is going to be brought
which
up?
Is like,
well,
like
injuries. Injuries. You didn't have Yu Darvish down the stretch.
I have it in my notes.
Oh, Marine Lair. It's unseasonably cool in May.
I don't think they're gonna. Who was it? The Baltimore or some team in baseball?
Yeah, they just switched their batter's eye.
Yeah, announced they're gonna change their batter's eye.
Is it Seattle?
Forget. Okay, so let me pull up these.
They're gonna say Rich Hill, like Rich McGuire just said he cost us 10 games.
They're not gonna like say Rich Hill cost the Padres the postseason. All right, here are the current excuses that I have written down that will potentially and probably be used by this team to the end of this season. I have injuries. I have bad luck. I have run differential.
Mm-hmm.
I have down year. I have.
That's not the excuse.
Well, it might be said.
Okay.
Like things that could be said or used as an excuse.
Okay.
Can't happen again because they said that in 2021.
Ooh, I like that.
Once in a generation because they said that in 2021. Look at our minor league system in some way or fashion.
Oh, it's been very good.
Yeah. Well, they made the postseason 2 of the last 4 years.
How many postseason series have they won in the last 4 years? They've won 3 postseason series in the last 4 years. How many teams have done that, Jim?
Oh, we made the NLCS last year. That's a good one. Just when in times of desperate need, when times of peril, point to like
Fernando Tatis Jr. missed the entire year. He's gonna have an even bigger 2024.
Okay. No. Well, yeah. So yeah, I think that's good. I think that's if anybody has any other excuses that you think the Padres will roll out there at the end of this season, put it in the chat right now. I'd love to hear from you. We'd love to put it down on my excuse chart.
Yeah, I need more. Like Matthew said, need a J&J bingo card for this. Love that idea.
We do need a bingo card. And I have to say this because this is going to be brought up and I see it in the chat already. Great friends with us every night. With every team, there's always woulda, coulda, shouldas. And if you are going to base your season off of, well, if they just didn't get swept by the Rockies that one series, or if they didn't just lose 2 or 3 to the Royals that series, that is like.
What does this even mean? The Padres sweep Colorado.
If they
sweep, the Padres sweep? I'm like, if the Padres sweep Colorado, they literally no, they can't.
No,
they can't. And here's why I say that. Because if you look at for that to happen, you need like 5 teams to all lose their next 3 games. That would be Arizona, Chicago, Miami, Cincinnati, San Francisco, right?
I'm not talking about this.
So you're talking about some mathematical impossibilities.
I'm literally not talking about them with any chances to make the postseason, and I'm not even scoreboard watching.
I'll talk about it if with a game to play. No. If they're alive with 3 to play, I'm talking about it obsessively. I'll do a 24-hour show.
3 games back. 3 games back.
If 3 back with 3 to play, we're going to do a 24-hour show. 24-hour stream.
All right.
Which means it's going to happen.
Deal. I will.
Okay.
Done. Aaron will kill me, but
we're
done.
Going to do 24 hours.
Done.
We're going round the clock.
I will.
We might broadcast live from the new Kaminsky or whatever that's called.
Yeah, I'll stream
rate field.
I'll sleep during the show.
Perfect. Me too. Like those Star Wars channels.
They just leave the channel on all night long. They just sleep.
I love that idea. If they are mathematically alive with 3 to play, which they could be.
Jose's like, Cap, you're not telling the truth.
Dude, test us. Get to within 3 back with 3 to play.
Oh, God.
And that matches my cap, Jose.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling that it doesn't matter even if they're 3 back with 3 to play. It doesn't even. Let me just say this right now. I have to say this, Jim. This would be the greatest run in baseball history to get to the postseason from this point if they make the postseason. It would be the greatest run in the history of the game because you'd have to pass San Francisco, Cincinnati, Miami, and Chicago, and/or Arizona. You have to pass 4 of those 5 teams in 2 weeks, and you're like 10 games behind them all.
If they make the postseason and they make a run to the World Series,
what are you going to do?
I will legitimately shave my head and my beard and my eyebrows. I'll shave my whole head, my entire head. I'll shave it all live on stream. Aaron will do the whole thing.
I'll drink a kombucha.
Okay.
But Jim will do all that.
Only if they make the World Series.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely. Yes, Anthony. It'll be a 24-hour subathon. Yes, subscribe to experience it. Be unbelievable. We'll have guests from all over Chicago, San Diego, Major League Baseball. Maybe the commissioner will join us if they're live with 3 to play.
Yeah, I will.
You know? Okay, let me tell everyone about our wonderful partners here on the wrap-up show, including our friends at Ora, ORA.organic. If you're looking to get healthier, this is the place to do it. Their co-founder, Will, is such a huge supporter of this channel. He's a lifelong Padres fan. He's a native San Diegan, and this is a great company with all plant-based nutritional products, including a probiotic I've taken every day for over a year. Great product. I take it every single day for digestion, heart health, mental health, and more. You should be taking it as well. They have pre-workout supplements, proteins for after workouts, omega-3 oils. If you're taking a fish oil, you can take an omega-3 oil from Ora. They have sleep pills, immunity pills, and more. Great, great company. Check them out at ora.organic or click the link in the description down below. They have much more than that, by the way. It's all plant-based. Everyone wants to get healthier, whether it's yourself or for your family or for your friends. Please check them out. Again, if you support our work, please support our friends at Ora, based here locally in Southern California. Check them out, ora.organic, or click that link in the description down below.
Yeah, go there right now, www.ora.organic. They have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. If you're looking to, be healthier and you want to start taking some supplements, but you don't know where to begin, Ora is the best place for you. All organic, plant-based, healthiest on the market. Go there right now, pick up some stuff, and you'll thank us later. Ooh, the World Baseball Classic.
What about? Oh yeah, no, the rules have hurt this
team. WBC. Here we go. WBC.
I feel like they instituted the rules too quickly.
New rules. Yes, new rules. Okay, cool.
Clip it. Clip the moment. Clip it. We're here for it. Clip every. Oh, that's not what I meant to pull up. Clip it. Clip. Post it everywhere, please, and then put a link to subscribe for people. Please do that. Please. Yeah. Spread the word on John and Jim. In fact, click the link in the description down below right now. Subscribe to the John and Jim YouTube channel. That'll be part of the 24-hour stream, that 3-hour show.
I mean, everyone else gave up on this team. No one else streams anymore except for us.
Yeah, where is everyone?
I mean, the time gets tough. You don't want to, and no one wants to stream anymore?
Right.
Well, come on, guys.
Where is everyone? Fadden was streaming earlier today. But Fadden's streaming. He's doing a 24-hour 365 stream right now.
Fadden's posting Eggy Rosario RBI highlights during NFL Sunday when you got Russell Wilson throwing Hail Marys. I'm like,
breakdown. Eggy Rosario RBI base hit. Breakdown.
And then the very next tweet's like, oh my God, Russell Wilson with a 50-yard Hail Mary. Right. And the entire timeline is just
30 for 30.
Yeah. Look at Micah Parsons. Oh my God, look at the Giants comeback.
4 sacks, 1 forced fumble.
Yeah. Look at Christian McCaffrey. 50-yard run. And then Ben's in the middle there. Eggy Rosario just hit an RBI single.
And we joke because we like. Yeah, but it has quieted down, hasn't it? It has quieted down, hasn't it? And we're doing this. By the way, the number of people watching the wrap-up show, folks, you guys are real ones because there's a lot of people that aren't here.
We appreciate you.
Okay.
We like, this is a pretty good turnout for, you know,
where is everyone?
Where this team is at this year. So we appreciate everybody in the chat. You guys are like the motivation that we have to do these every night. So thank you.
Like it would be right. It's pretty easy not to do it. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty easy not to do it. Yeah. So we're doing it because we know you want it, and we know there's not the same percentage of people that want it, but we're doing it for you, whether you're here live or on replay. So that's why we're doing it. We're doing it for
and I have to say,
for you guys.
Trevor in Oceanside at what was the restaurant? It was like Hello Betty restaurant.
Oh, doesn't he like love you or something? Strong word.
Very strong.
Okay. Does he love us?
He didn't really talk about you.
Oh, here we go. He plays like John.
And I hope I'm sorry, I'm really bad with names, but if you know who you know who you are.
If you know who you are.
I'm pretty positive his name was Trevor. But
that's great.
Ugly Betty? I forget what the place calls. It was right by the
You don't know the name of the place, you don't know his name.
No, I'm on our ticket. It said Trevor. Like I think it's Trevor. Okay. Trevor says he watches the show. And you know, gave us a little hookup.
Where was my hookup?
You weren't there, John.
It's true.
So thank you, Trevor. And this is a shout out to you, my man. If you're watching or watch this on replay, thank you for helping us out.
No doubt. Thank you for your support. Wrap-up show, John and Jim. If you watch the wrap-up show, please make sure to support us on John and Jim, by the way. Whether it's YouTube, San Diego Sports 760, we're with you every single weekday from 3 to 6. Greenfin Music, thank you. Thank you for your super. It says, what player could the Padres acquire who would be able to dominate the clubhouse in a positive way and inspire winning attitudes?
Such a loaded question.
Well, that's loaded. I mean, here's the thing, Greenfin. If we knew that, we'd be in charge of the team. I mean, if AJ Preller can't get that right, then I don't know if we can get that right, to be fair. Like, that's probably a tall order, the clubhouse dynamic. I don't know if it's one player, by the way. They brought in all these likable guys. Nelson Cruz, managing WBC teams. Matt Carpenter, he's won everywhere, right? Great influence, right? They've brought in coaches to work with Manny Machado. They've changed coaching staffs. They brought in new managers. And none of it's worked.
Yeah, I don't think it's about acquiring a player to dominate the clubhouse.
Yeah, I don't think it's like Cody Bellinger come on down and all of a sudden they're good.
I think it's like not subtracting players, because if you subtract players, you lose talent. I just think it's like roles and egos need to be put in check. That type of thing to like create a winning attitude. Like, that's how this thing is going to be turned around, is if these players in that clubhouse look themselves in the mirror for a long time this offseason and communicate, because that'd be cool. Communication's awesome. Communicate with each other about like the dynamic and the goal, and you know, this is about winning a World Series and we're all on the same page. And you know, it's not about money. It's not about who's making what. It's not about this. It's not about numbers. It's about one goal, and it's winning the World Series and playing for each other. And I don't think they did that this year at all. So, like, if that happens in the offseason, there is a chance. Now, you still have to talk about the depth of this team and the pitching of this team and the general manager of this team. But, like, if those four dudes, if you put them in a room, lock the door, and tell them you're not fucking leaving until you figure this out, and you make sure that you all are on the same page and pulling for one another, and there's no more ego bullshit, there's no more money bullshit, there's no more anything. Everybody's an equal, okay? Now, if one of you decides that you're going to take the reins and be the leader of this team, that'd be awesome. But that's how they fix it. That's the best thing I could think of. Not acquiring, but changing the mindset with those four dudes.
Okay, Dion. Cult of Personalities, thank you. I mean, all right. Mr. Hey, what is this? What's that movie with was it Al Pacino, the football movie? Like, okay. Great.
All right, I'll shut up and won't say anything anymore.
Cult of Personalities, thank you. This is very kind. He says, I stopped listening to the other guys for a while now. Was in limbo for good Padres content until I found this channel. Now I try to listen to the radio show as well. Thank you, Cult of Personalities. We need more like you, honestly. For those of you that are with us every single day on YouTube, please join us on the radio as well. If you want us to remain doing this like every single day and not get fired at some point, please support what we do.
Or if you want us to get fired, still support us.
What's that?
I said, or if you want us to get fired, still support us.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's always a scenario where Jim could be fired at any point. I think I probably could as well.
Strong possibility.
But thank you.
Like, there's also a thing there where.
What?
Yeah, never mind.
What if getting fired?
Like, I'm not going to slip up and like say anything bad.
No, but here's the thing. Here's what I would just say. To people that have supported us on YouTube or on radio, it's a business of like showing up. So all you guys that show up, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because that basically keeps us able to do this, if that makes sense.
Right.
Murray, thank you. He says, I'm not losing faith until they are officially out. I respect that. You
have the mindset and mental capacity that I wish I had.
Right.
For any team. Because
the Niners like were tied at 17 and Jim was like, I wonder if they should just get rid of Purdy and Debo. And
dude, they went down 17-10 and I was like, this game's over.
Right. I knew that was happening. I knew that was happening. So I do respect that. There's a number of people here. I think there's a lot of people here tonight that, are like, hey, you never know. I've seen a few people say you never know. And that's fine. Hey, it's fun to be a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a diehard, stay a diehard, man. I'm not going to tell anybody how to fan. I'm also going to say, just be prepared to have your hopes destroyed.
So David says we help him sleep at night. Very soothing after losses. What about wins? Do we help you sleep after wins? How many people? Here's my question. If you're here live or on replay, if it's replay, put it in the comments. If you're here live right now, how many of you have fallen asleep listening to us or watching us? Yeah, me too. On replay, probably.
I'm falling asleep right now.
I know you are, but you fall asleep at like 3 o'clock.
Yes.
And you wake up at like 3 o'clock.
I wake up and I go to the show.
I'm just looking at the comments here. Yeah. This is year round, Johnny. Not every.
It won't be every day.
It's not at night as much.
No.
So you're gonna watch on replay.
Yeah, it'll be during days, like in the mornings.
Because Jim's trying to get like married, and he's worried that Aaron's gonna leave him if he does it.
And you don't want to get a divorce.
You can't even get a divorce before you're married.
No. I said you don't want to get a divorce.
No, I don't. Today's my anniversary. Happy anniversary. I'm talking to Jim.
What'd you do?
Nothing. Dude, okay. We're married 12 years. We're going away next weekend for a night. Where? Good question. Working on that. But the Aztecs play Friday, so that opens up Saturday, Sunday. So that gives us an opportunity that this weekend didn't really provide. So like when you're married for a year, you're celebrating on the day. When you and Aaron have your anniversary on whatever, Memorial Day 2025, you're going out. It's a big deal. You're buying presents. You better have a freaking nice card. You better have a nice present. Come 2035, you're going to have forgotten 3 anniversaries already, I promise. And you're not going to celebrate the night of because you're going to have 2 kids at home. They're both going to be driving you up a wall. You're going to be sneezing. Aaron's going to want to punch you. And you're going to go out another time. Did I summarize that pretty well for people that have been married 10 years?
I mean, if that's what I have to look forward to,
then don't get married.
Never get married.
No, marriage is great.
As Kristen's holding up like a gun pointed at you behind the thing. She's like, say it's great.
Yeah, wait, what's that like meme or when were we using that recently? Oh, I know what it was. It was the Kevin Brown's like tweet, like the Orioles.
He's like, I love the Orioles, and the Orioles have done everything for me that I've ever wanted.
Twice, so we know you're okay.
Yeah, like, is this a ransom letter that you just Like, do we have to like take the third letter of every word and like put it together and like it spells out like "help me" or something?
I love it, man. I'm just looking here. JD Gaucho sometimes takes naps listening to us. Ballpark Pretzel falls asleep listening to us.
Why is that like a thing? I do that too, man. I listen to a certain podcast on
Well, it's
whatever.
nighttime.
I know, but
I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's easy. I love listening to podcasts to go to sleep. But sometimes the problem is if I get into it, I can't go to sleep. Like if it's a realignment podcast, I'm not falling asleep.
No, because you're watching that like at 6 a.m. in the morning.
Intently.
Yeah, you're like, I have to watch this.
Richard, thank you. Says Dodger fan here. I'm asked by my Dodger friends why I support the show. I found it by accident and just got hooked. I stream the radio at work. That's very kind, Richard. Here's the thing I would say, because obviously this show is for Padres fans. You probably know that, Richard. But what I think people recognize and appreciate, whether it's a Padres fan or a fan of any of the other teams, is we're just honest. That's all we're trying to be. We're like, it's just about being transparent and honest. And I think that's probably why it's resonated with whomever's watching, is my guess.
Yeah, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. And if they have a win, we're not like in a meaningless game against the A's. It's not probably the thing we're going to lead with, unfortunately. I saw Chad here had a request.
Okay.
If I could get Coach to be an usher at my wedding.
Is Coach okay? Well, who's on this invite list from the local media scene? That is a great question.
Well, can he be my can he officiate instead? Oh my God, Coach officiating the wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. Please. Wally Pitt me. I don't want to do it.
He's like, Jimmy, do you take Aaron?
He'd be so much better than me. He'd be like so good. He'd be like, this reminds me of that 1984 Padres team.
This is a nice
they were
wedding.
down to their
I like
final
this
out.
wedding a lot.
Sure, they didn't win the World Series, but they came close. And I think you guys will come close to a good marriage.
Look at these napkins. These are some great napkins.
He doesn't talk like that.
The only thing I can do with Coach is like, he's a good ball player.
Now,
I saw Coach the other day in the press box at Snapdragon.
Oh, must be nice.
Yeah, I was like, Coach, come over here.
It's Jim.
Talk Padres for about 20 minutes.
Who else is coming? And by who else?
I'm going to invite all of 97.3. I'm going to invite nobody from 760.
Can you imagine?
I'll invite
Hacksaw to be security.
Yes, Hacksaw. I won't invite.
Why would you take me to officiate? You could have gotten Ted Leitner.
Okay.
What do you mean? Okay, that would be a really good officiate.
He'd be really good, but he doesn't.
Yeah,
know
he doesn't know you. That's the problem.
Even though I've met him so many times.
Have you?
Yes.
Well,
he's like, huh? Who are you? Huh?
Maybe you should keep in touch.
What? Who are you?
Murray, thank you again, man. He says, I've been a Padres fan for 45 years, been through hell and back with this team. Also, Clippers fan for 45 years. Wow. Also, when they were in San Diego, I don't waver my loyalty. I love that. I do. That's a lot of championships, a lot of winning seasons. You know, the Clippers have had a winning season every year under Steve Ballmer. Clippers wrap-up show. Speaking of Clippers wrap-up show. 11 straight years, I think. Why is your boy Kawhi at a Colorado game and not anything Aztecs related? First of all, that's not true. He was at an Aztec game like 2 years ago because he got his jersey number retired. He's also, as you see, I think sometimes on social, or has been discussed on air, maybe with current or former players. He's often in the Jam Center. Often. Okay, but is he showing? Well, he's not. He doesn't have to He's like a 35-year-old male. He doesn't have to only attend games at San Diego State. I'm saying, hey man, one game that'd be cool. Bro, when you don't have to show up. He goes to the beat of his own drum, does he not? Yeah, I'm just saying. And he looked like he was having a good time. Everybody there looked like I had a good time. Imagine, Colorado this past week. Why don't you do a Buffalo's wrap-up show? I will actually, because with blender sunglasses on the whole time. I will. Coach Prime, bro.
Do you
when you quit
believe?
on them down 11 with
What do you-
6 minutes left, you're like, this story was fun.
I did. Yeah, I was a fucking idiot. What'd you think of? Because I saw a lot of people very upset about this.
What?
Them storming the field after they beat Colorado State.
Oh, it's a huge rivalry. You got to like you came back from 11 down with 5 minutes left. You went 1-11 last year. Enjoy it. What are we? It's like, oh, are we going to be mad at Tatis because he swung 3-0?
Yeah, give me a break.
Come on.
Yeah, give me a break, guys. Stop it. It's supposed. Sports are supposed to be sports are supposed to be fun.
It's bolder. It's an epic night. You
And
got Dion at night against Colorado State. In the state, it's obviously a big deal. Colorado State, to their credit, played like the game of their lives. It was like the Super Bowl.
And they Colorado could not lose that game, like by any means necessary.
Yeah. Do you know the line? Have you seen this Oregon line for Saturday?
Is it like 20?
21. Isn't that crazy? That seems pretty. It's a little 21.
Well, they're without Travis Hunter.
And they prove everyone wrong, though.
Their defense gives up 460 yards.
The Travis Hunter hit. This is just the Buffalo. The Travis Hunter hit he stayed in the game.
Dude, I'm shocked. Like the one thing that I was waiting for Dion, because I watched everything, dude. I'm obsessed with Colorado. I waited up
the
to
sunglasses.
I did. I waited up to like 12:45 a.m. the other night to watch Dion's press conference, and I was waiting for him to see if he was going to destroy that number 11 on Colorado State for being a dirty motherfucker.
Did he or no?
He didn't, to his credit.
Yeah.
He actually, the first question was asked about Travis Hunter and that hit, and he just was like, he's going to be out a couple of weeks. He's like, that's what I've been told. And he didn't even comment on the player hit. Because if I was a coach, I would have gone at that guy and ruined his life. Like with Deion Sanders' cachet, you could have ended that kid. But he didn't.
I have an idea. Colorado State should run one more crossing route 4 yards downfield. They ran like 60. It was incredible.
This is how the Padres season's going. We're talking about Colorado State.
Yes. Yeah, listen. They fooled us a lot this year. If they win at Oregon.
And
then all of a sudden they're like a playoff contender.
I bet they can go. What do you think? 8-4 this year?
They could even be better than that potentially. They could be like 9-3. I mean, an amazing season's 10-2, New Year's 6. I think 8-4, 9-3 is definitely in the cards. If you look at their schedule, Jim, they're playing like Stanford and ASU. These teams suck. There's a couple of wins in there, and they've already got 3. So,
but Oregon, USC, do they play Utah?
They do at Utah. There's a loss.
And USC.
That should be a loss, even though it's in Boulder. But yeah, I mean, there's some tough games.
Do they play Washington?
I don't know if they do. I literally looked at how have you not looked at their schedule? You're like Mr. Buffalo.
You're right. I should. My bad. Because those are all losses to me right there.
Here's your indictment on the season. We're talking about the damn Colorado Buffaloes.
And Coach Prime.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw a video the other day. People at the ASU game, fans, were actually watching the Colorado State game on their phones during the Arizona Fresno game.
That's crazy. All right, let me get to this.
Fresno's a problem, by the way.
Well, they're 3-0. They're a big problem.
They're
they could run the table if you look at their schedule.
Yeah, they're a problem.
By the way, if you support our channel, please support Underdog Fantasy. The NFL is back, and this is the best and easiest place to play fantasy sports. They have pick'ems going on right now, simple higher or lowers, plus drafts going on right now in all sports. Major League Baseball, NFL, Monday night drafts going on for tomorrow with $125,000 in prizes. MLB drafts going on right now, starting at just $3 per draft. If you use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, you will get a 100% deposit match up to $100. You heard me right. If you use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, you will get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Right now, you can select higher than 204.5 passing yards for Deshaun Watson tomorrow night in Pittsburgh. And then you can pair it with, how do I do this again? MLB. Let's find the Padres tomorrow against the Rockies. That's showdown. Monday Night Baseball. Let's see what we have tomorrow. Who's even pitching? Who knows? Michael Wacha.
And then Blake Snell after that. Bro, they could win like 6 in a row.
They could win out.
I can't wait to win 6 in a row, and people are like, what?
I'm going to take... No, Charlie Blackmon's not having 7 fantasy points. Famous last words. I'll have like 60 tomorrow.
Lower.
If that hits, Deshaun Watson higher than 204.5 passing yards, and Charlie Blackmon under 7 fantasy points. $20 pay 60. UnderdogFantasy.com. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. We're done, right? All right, here's the deal. Join us tomorrow on the radio, 3 p.m. Darnay Tripp will be on the show. You can watch us on YouTube. You can listen on San Diego Sports 760. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app. Please do join us live or on replay every single day, John and Jim. Please subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel by clicking the link in the description down below or searching for John and Jim 760. We're like 15 subscribers away from 1,000 because of you guys. So please subscribe if you wouldn't mind. Only takes, what does it take? 10 seconds? Click the link in the description. It might take 9 seconds. It could take 8.
It takes like a second.
Someone can do it right now.
Yeah, just go to our page, John and Jim 760. Hit
Mhm.
the subscribe button. Also, if you want, become a member of the channel as well. You get
Ooh, I
specific
like that.
badges and
I like that.
emojis. We'll do special Monday members only pre-show chats before we start at 3 o'clock. So you get unedited versions of us before a show.
Like we're unedited right now, aren't we?
I know, but during a show.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, become a member, subscribe. Also, if you want, become a member of this channel, subscribe to this channel, and like our videos, comment. All good to go.
Yes. Thank you for your support. Smash the like button if you're here. But yes, thank you for your support of this channel and the brand new John and Jim YouTube channel as well. Okay, please support the channel, subscribe, smash the like button, follow us on Twitter. Thank you for the super thanks if you're here on replay. Support our partners, Mark Nimitz, our title sponsor. Whatever your insurance need is, Mark can help. Click the link in the description down below. Aura, if you're looking to get healthier, ORA.organic, great local company, plant-based products, supplements, ORA.organic. And again, UnderdogFantasy.com, use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You will get a 100% deposit match up to $100. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow on the radio at 3 p.m. Padres win today over the A's 10-1. They've won 4 straight. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. And tomorrow night.
Dude.